Larry Keel Experience, John Reichman and the Jaybirds, and Richie and Rosie. There'll be an old-time barn dance, workshops, jamming, and bluegrass in downtown bars. Find out more at DurangoMeltdown.com. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services. "12 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Monday morning, April 15th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners. Special good morning to our viewers who are watching us live this morning on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel from our visual radio studios. Welcome aboard, everybody. Coming up in just a moment, my guest today from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. We'll be talking with them in just a moment. Lots of big events coming up, lots of ribbon cutting, some new businesses, some remodeled businesses, and much, much more. We'll be talking about that in just a moment here on KSJE. And then later on this hour, as we do on Mondays at 8:55, we will talk with Lewis Campbell, Technology, our Monday Reboot segment here coming up at 8:55 on KSJE. Roving with the Arts today at 9:06. That's Mick Hess, of course, taking over the airwaves. Today, Mick is playing some music from Brahms and his variations on a theme of Paganini. That is coming up today at 9:06 on Roving with the Arts on KSJE. So we hope you'll stay tuned for that. A quick shout out about our event coming up on Saturday, May 18th. It is the KSJE 0 Mile Fun Run. Back again for another year. It is your chance to support this radio station. You can register right now by going to our website, $15 today, $20 on the day of the race, ksje.com. Check it out and join us on May 18th for the 0 Mile Fun Run. It is literally a 0 mile fun run, everybody. So we hope you will check that out. And of course, we do want you to connect with us on social media. You can, of course, find us on Facebook. You can subscribe to our brand new channel on YouTube. And of course, follow us on Twitter and check out the brand new KSJE page on Instagram as well. And while you're online, check out our regional events calendar at ksje.com. We've got a lot of things that are going on during the month of April, of course. Here's a look for those of you who are watching us live this morning on Facebook and YouTube at just some of the events that are happening. The student art exhibit happening now at the Henderson Fine Arts Center Gallery here at San Juan College. Oh, there's a Focus on Farmington coffee event on April 17th. I bet we'll talk about that with Jamie Church in just a moment here on KSJE, so stay tuned for that. Later on tonight, San Juan Symphony Youth Orchestra playing at the Community Concert Hall in Durango. And of course, we want to remind you about the Spring Career and Internship Fair happening later on this week here at San Juan College. We had a show about that just a couple of weeks ago to tell you all about that. Some Easter egg hunts happening in the region at the Farmington Recreation Center and also at the Sycamore Park Community Center later on this week as we get into the Easter season. So just some of the many events you'll find when you go to our regional events calendar at ksje.com. Well, now let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Jamie Church is back with us on a Monday. We normally talk to Jamie on Tuesday, but she's here on Monday. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Yes, it is a Monday.
It is a Monday.
Yes.
Welcome. Tax Day.
Yes, it
Exciting,
is tax day.
right?
Woohoo!
Sure. Why not? Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Also joining us here in the studio, LeAndra Boyd is here. She is the president of the Farmington Young Professionals wing of the Chamber of Commerce. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us as well. So thank you so much for joining us. And I guess, Jamie, let's start off by talking a little bit about FYP.
Yeah, we're excited. So
Right.
FYP is Farmington Young Professionals, and it is one of the committees that's part of the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. And LeAndra is the president of FYP. And so we've got a fun event coming up on May 2nd. And so I thought it would be fun to come into the studio and talk about that, and then certainly encourage the young professionals in the area, whether they're chamber members or not. They don't have to be chamber members. This is for everybody in the community.
Right.
And what's really fun about this year is we changed it a little bit, and we're kind of partnering with San Juan College, because I know that the campus has a lot of students who fit in that young professional demographic.
Right,
And
sure.
as well within the business school. And so I just thought it'd be fun to do it at the college and maybe change it up a little bit and have that event really promoted through the college as well as the chamber. So that's going on May 2nd.
Okay.
Really cool.
Very good. And LeAndra, let me turn to you and ask you a little bit more about this event, because it is a speed networking event, right? That
Yes, it is.
FYP has done before, but as Jamie mentioned, this is just a little bit different, huh?
Yes, just I think it's great that we're including the college, and like Jamie said, it's nice to bring on the young professionals that are at the college that may not have known about it before, have them included. I think it'll be a good opportunity for everyone.
Great. And so folks that haven't been there before, tell us how it works, right?
I haven't been there before, so
Okay.
I mean, I understand the basic
Concept?
Right, but
okay.
I'm going to hand that on, because I have not been there. So.
Okay. LeAndra, take us through this, right?
So
Is it
everybody-
kind of like speed dating?
It's just like speed dating, only it's networking, so
Right.
less pressure.
Okay. All right.
So you come in and everybody gets a seat, and I think we give you 90 seconds to meet the other person, talk to the other person, business cards, flyers, whatever. And then after the 90 seconds, then we rotate seats. And so we get to talk to everybody at the networking event, and we have food and drinks and stuff like that. So it's fun and it's entertaining, and I think it's a good opportunity to network and get to know some new people and professionals.
Right. And let them know about your business or your
Absolutely.
opportunity, right? And that's what it's all about, too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And one of our board members who's been very involved in FYP and has gone to speed networking almost every year since it started said he always gets new business from it. He always
Wow.
gets somebody,
Right.
a new referral or a new lead that he's able to take and go from there. And so that's great. And we do want to encourage, if there's anybody listening that's a high school senior and is getting ready for any kind of college interviews or job interviews, we encourage you to come, because this skill of 90 seconds, in 90 seconds telling what you do and getting your point across, that's a really good skill. So that's another reason why, by having it at the college and opening it up to anybody who's around 17, 18 years old, as well as the 19, 20, 21, and the young professionals that are older, it gives some of those students an opportunity to try that as well.
Sure.
And kind of hone in on that networking skill.
Right. I've heard that called your elevator speech. We don't have a lot of
Yes.
elevators here in town, so
Yes.
you have to call it
Yeah,
something else
true.
perhaps. But that 90-second sales pitch about yourself.
Yeah,
And
right,
that's
exactly.
That's what we're talking about. And so, again, it's coming up on May the 2nd. And do folks need to sign up ahead of time, or how would you like that to
Well, we would. There's only 50 seats available because
Ah,
of the format of
right.
this, with the timing of it. So there's 50 slots available, and tickets are very reasonable. They're $10 for chamber members.
Okay.
And for future chamber members, because we know you're going to want to join the chamber after you attend, it's just $15. So,
Okay.
and that includes, we have food.
Right.
So we have a sponsor. I want to definitely give a shout out to Patrick Manchester Insurance. And, you know, they're stepping forward as a sponsor. So we have food that will be available and light snacks. And then we also have our mayor, Nate Duckett, who is a former FYP, Farmington Young Professional. He's coming to kind of kick things off with a little bit of a talk on what he got out of Farmington Young Professionals and how those connections and relationships helped get him to where he is today. So
Right,
you could
sure.
come to speed networking and end up being the mayor of Farmington.
There
is
you
the
go.
message here. So,
Okay. All right.
And then, so that'll start the evening off, and then of course we'll get to the speed networking. And then following the event, we have a social hour for those that are 21 and older, right across the street at Traeger's, which is a new lounge in town and one of our chamber members. So we certainly want to do everything we can to help promote their business. But what's really cool is he has a lounge upstairs that is really, really neat. And so he's letting us have that lounge, but you can't get up to the lounge unless you have the password. And you get the password at the speed networking event.
Wow.
So he's
Okay.
going to have some drinks specials, and so that allows for even more networking and a social time following the speed networking event. So that is something different that we're doing this year too. So trying to involve a couple different chamber members. And, yeah.
Very nice. And so again, it starts at what time?
5:30.
5:30 on May the 2nd, and then it'll happen here at the college.
Yes, at the ZIA Conference Center.
At the ZIA Conference Center, which is over by the Health and Human Performance Center, the HHPC, everybody, in case you're not familiar with the campus. And then it'll go literally across the street, because Traeger's is off of College Boulevard, at their lounge, if you have the password.
If you have the password.
Okay.
So you have to come to speed networking. So if you know where the Cave Men's Grooming, also
right
another chamber member.
Another chamber member. That's amazing.
How many chamber members can I get in this morning?
Yeah.
So anyway, right next to the Cave Men's Grooming is Traeger's, and the lounge area is pretty cool. So I'm excited he's going to do that.
You've been there, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You've got to go. It's a chamber member.
It's
You've got to go.
Member.
So of course, why wouldn't you go to check it out?
All the chamber members.
Of course you do. That's true. But that's exciting. And again, it's a lot about networks and relationships when you talk about business. And even if you're not in business, like you mentioned, if you're a high school senior or you're getting ready to maybe get into the job market or maybe go on or looking for a summer job, it's a lot about just making connections to people, isn't it? A lot of the business world is still about relationships and connections, even though we're in an online situation. That one-on-one interactions is still important.
Networking is key, and there are a lot of people that join the chamber or are young professionals and they're starting their career, or even some people that have been in their career a long time. They're not really comfortable networking, so they either talk forever, like in a conversation, which
or on the radio,
or
but some of us do that.
What? Is there a point?
No, just it seemed like you were describing me for a while there, but I wasn't sure.
Well, or they don't know how to start the conversation and get to what is the networking. And I think sometimes it's people have problems kind of talking about themselves, and they feel like, oh, I don't know, that might sound like I'm too forward, or I'm bragging or whatever. I know.
Yeah.
So I know that's not you or me.
You agreed very quickly, Jamie Church, about that. But okay.
So yeah, I think it's a skill.
Right.
And the more opportunity we have to kind of work on that networking, then the better it serves us down the road.
Right.
Don't you agree, LeAndra?
I do. I'll agree quickly too.
There you go. That's true. Well, and I think you have to find the right amount. It's the kind of that Goldilocks. You don't want to talk about yourself too much, but also you do want to sell yourself, and so you have to kind of learn that sweet spot, right?
Right, exactly.
How much is just enough.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about.
Well, and that's why this event's so great. Really, in that time.
You have 90 seconds.
Do you really have 90, or do you have 45?
I think it's 45. I think we get 90 to talk to each
for
other.
Both.
Right.
So it's more like a conversation.
Okay.
Right.
But I encourage all ages. The Farmington Young Professionals host it, but it doesn't mean that, if you're older than 21, or you're 40, you can still come and network.
50.
I mean, we all 40, face those challenges.
I wish.
We all face those challenges, though, so
Right.
I think everybody should feel like they can come and do it,
Right.
And you'll meet younger people and older people and people from all different types of careers.
Right.
I think it's a good opportunity for everybody.
Right. And again, there are a limited number of seats, so if folks want to join everybody, it's limited to 50 seats.
Right.
So you've got to get your tickets, your reservations in soon.
We do need you to call, just because we have created a list, and we are asking people to call and say, yes, I'm coming, or there will be 3 or 4 representatives from our business coming, because once those 50 slots are full, we certainly don't want people showing up that night and we don't have enough space, we don't have enough food, and we have to turn people away.
Right.
So we would ask you to call the chamber, which is 505-325-0279, and just give us a call and let us know, yes, I'll be there, and then we'll send you an invoice. We'll, take care of all that part of it. But
your name will be on the list, and you can get in the door.
Yes,
that's the important thing.
Your name on the list.
Right.
And as LeAndra brought a really good point. There are a lot of people that are in a transition of their careers right now because of things that are going on, and our economy is transitioning. And so there are people that are finding themselves in a new career completely, and having to reconnect and make new relationships. And so this is a perfect place to do that, and just to kind of get back in that groove of, I got to sell myself. I have to sell what I do, and I need to sell my business, and I need to get those referrals and those leads. And so I think in this, where we are right now, it's a great opportunity for people, even if they are 40 or 50.
Right.
Or 60.
There you go.
Like she said, it's hosted by the Farmington Chamber Young Professionals, but this is something that is open to everybody in the community in all age groups. So.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And LeAndra, from FYP, the Farmington Young Professionals, I mean, you've been involved for a number of years. You are now the president. I mean, it is a nice group for younger people who are either in the workforce or just getting into the workforce. And again, that networking opportunity with your group even is a great resource, I would think.
Yes, we meet every month on the third Tuesday of the month, unless we change it up a little bit. Sometimes we have socials and different networking events and things like that. I think it's a great opportunity just to meet people. We network every time we meet, and we go over good things and some mentorship type stuff, things like that. So it's really educational too, I think. So it's a good group to be a part of. Great.
And you're always looking for new members. Folks can always join, right?
Always.
Okay. And to do that, they would contact the chamber?
The chamber.
Best way to do it?
Mm-hmm. Contact Jonathan at the chamber, and he has all the information on when the group meets. And one thing they do, too, is they have a heavy emphasis on volunteer work. So they're always looking for volunteer projects as well. And they have been doing for a couple of years now the dinners at Child Haven on Sunday evening dinners, but they've got some other volunteer things coming up too. So they're not just about the group and the networking, but they are always doing volunteer things too, which I think is really great.
Yeah, so, I think so too. Mm-hmm. That's great, and it's a great group. I know that they get out and get things done.
Right. So they're always looking for new members, and again, the speed networking is a great time not only to learn more about the Farmington Young Professionals, but the chamber. The chamber has some other things coming up too that are in the works. I can't say too much about them, but they're pretty cool and exciting. So you'll want to stay tuned.
Okay. All right. It's like radio. Stay tuned. Right? I like radio. That. Okay. Very good. And again, we say young professionals, but it really is open to a lot of interpretation, isn't it, LeAndra, as to who you allow into the group?
We define it as young at heart. So
yeah.
I think we have a pretty diverse age group now. Yeah. So it's 21 and older for the main part of the Farmington Young Professionals, but we have people of all ages right now. So good.
Well, that's great. Okay, what's coming up? Speed networking on May the 2nd, everyone, here at San Juan College. And again, you need to get a ticket and get registered at the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. $10 for chamber members.
Right, $15 for future chamber members.
Okay, that's how it works.
Exactly.
And that'll get you in the door. And then there is a social hour afterwards, but you have to come to the speed networking in order to get the secret password to get in the door across the street.
And again, we really do want to thank our sponsor, Patrick Manchester, Farmers Insurance, because the Chamber has a lot of events coming up, and we are always needing sponsors. And, we can't do these things. We can't put these things on without sponsors and kind of investing in us, and our members invest in us, so we really appreciate that. So.
Sure.
Yep.
No, that's all part of the community.
There's going to be food to eat there because of
sponsors.
Patrick
Manchester. He's not making the food.
He is.
Or maybe he is.
Maybe he is. I don't know.
But there'll be food. Okay.
And actually, I should say, too, that the college is helping with the desserts. So the desserts.
Okay.
That's right.
That gets you in the door, too.
There you go.
All right. Very good. Well, it's coming up May 2nd. It'll be here before we know it. We're already mid-April, so
I know.
It's just a few weeks away.
That's exactly.
So that's what's coming up. That's just one thing happening with the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, but there's always many, many more. And some ribbon cuttings. We were talking a little bit before we came on the air this morning about some new businesses that are opening or some remodeled businesses, and that always brings out the Farmington Chamber Redcoats.
That's another committee under the Chamber.
Yes,
the Redcoat Ambassadors, and this is probably our most active and visible committee at this point because of their red coats, so it's kind of hard to miss them. But they attend all of the ribbon cuttings for our new members or new businesses, and we had a couple recently. We had Infinity Medical Supply, which is over on San Juan Boulevard, and then we also had Safety LLC, which was last week, and that's a building they've done quite a lot of renovation to, and it looks really neat in there, and they gave us a tour. So, and we have some more coming up this month. There's one on the 27th, which is a Saturday, which is actually one sponsored by the city. They're going to be doing a event, an unveiling, a ribbon cutting at the new trail, at the lake, at Lake Farmington. So that's something that will be happening on Saturday the 27th at 11. But I know they've got a whole lot of events. I think it actually starts at about 9 a.m. up at the lake, and they've got a lot of events coming up, and then the ribbon cutting, and then some others that are still in the works that I can't quite say yet because they're not finalized yet. We do have a business after hours coming up on the 25th. 25th of April. And these are, of course, another great networking and just getting
Right.
to know people event.
Right.
And this one will be hosted by Cedar Networks. And it's going to be at the Brew Distillery, so that's always a fun location. So that'll be on the 25th from 5 to 7. And those are, like I said, another great networking and great opportunity for chamber members to get to meet other chamber members, or also invite somebody who's not a chamber member but maybe would like to know more about what is the Chamber of Commerce.
Right, sure.
And we kind of have a new exciting tagline for the chamber, too.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know if I've heard this before.
I know. Do you want me to say it now, or do you want me to wait until the...
I don't know. It's up to you. Do we have to stay
Till after-
tuned?
yeah, no, we have a new tagline because we really looked at what is it that we do.
Sure.
And what we do is we connect commerce to community. So that is our new, it's Farmington Chamber connecting commerce to community.
Okay.
Because for people that are in the young professional kind of demographic, the millennials, which I don't really like to use millennials, but it's sort of like, what is a chamber? What does a chamber do?
Sure.
So we really thought about that and thought, what is it that we do? And how do we get our message across in 3 words? So actually 4 words.
Right.
Connecting commerce to community. So that's our new, our focus, and letting people know that that's really key, is strong business builds strong community, and then strong community builds strong business. So that's,
Works both ways.
Works both ways.
Aha.
So we're connecting commerce.
I see how that works. See?
Yeah.
That's great.
I know.
Very
And
good.
Has 3 C's in it too, so it's nice.
Right.
Connecting commerce to community.
Very true. Very true. And 2 more C's I want to ask you about, and that is coffee cups.
Yes.
Because
Ooh,
don't you have a
mugs.
big collection
We
happening
do.
at the chamber office?
I love this. This is my favorite thing. So we have mugs. We call it Get Mugged. Bring your mug in.
Mugs doesn't
Get
start with
your
a C,
mugs.
so I had to call it a coffee cup. I'm sorry.
I know, but it's
yeah,
mugs.
you're right.
So we have a really fun thing going on right now. For our chamber members who have a mug with their logo on it, a coffee cup with their company logo, bring it to the chamber. We have a shelf going on, and we're displaying them. And every week we choose one at random. In fact, today will be the day we choose our mug. We choose one at random, and then we highlight that business for the 2 newsletters that come out. We have an e-newsletter that comes out on Wednesday and Friday. So we highlight that business. We put a picture of their mug, their coffee cup,
Right.
and then we also do a little story on the business. We put in links to their website or their Facebook page. We put a fun picture of their staff or their building. And it's just another way for us to get to really highlight our chamber members and our member businesses. And so it's just been fun. Plus,
Yeah.
now we have a great collection of coffee mugs, and it's really
Sure.
fun when people come by. They
Right.
stop by with their coffee cup, and they're like, "Oh, I brought my coffee cup in." It's fun.
That's cool.
It's been a fun project.
I don't want to interrupt you, but you already have a hashtag
I do?
on our Facebook page. Hashtag connecting commerce to community.
How cool is that?
So there you go. Thank you very much. See?
Who did that? Was that magic?
It's magic.
Okay.
It's one of our viewers. See? So thank you, viewer. You're anonymous
So I
on
take-
our
I
on our
sip the
screen.
coffee
Right.
from another chamber
From
member,
another chamber
Durango
member.
Joe's.
There you go. See how she is? But that's great. So if I have a mug and I need to get some KSJE mugs,
do.
I can bring it down to
Yes.
the chamber and get it
Yes.
on the
Get it
shelf
on the
of
shelf. The shelf of fame.
Okay.
But we're actually going to be getting a bigger shelf and
I would
moving
think
it so it's
you'd have
highly
to.
visible.
Yeah.
And it's just fun. And I know that a lot of companies, they have those kind of advertising specialties, and you want to get them out. That's what they're for.
Sure.
So let's get them out and let's show people. And again, it's just fun. Every week we pull one off the shelf, and this is the one we're going to do. And it helps us to learn more about our businesses, too. What if they're doing something new from, or they've done, they're offering a new product or a service, and they did their ribbon cutting 2 years ago when they joined the chamber. Well, now this gives us another opportunity to kind of highlight them.
Right.
Say, yeah, they've been a member for a long time. We appreciate that. This is what they do. So
Very true.
bring your mugs to the chamber.
I can't talk to Jamie Church about coffee and not bring up the Focus on Farmington Coffee event that's happening this week
This
as
week
well.
at the Zia Conference Center.
Back here at San Juan
Seems to be the
College, right?
theme, the
There's a
theme
lot of stuff going
right
on
now.
over there.
Well, that's a great conference center. So
That is true. There's a lot of
Yes.
great spaces over there. So it's a Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
Right?
It is hosted by the School of Business up here at San Juan College, which was great. I love they reached out to me and said they wanted to do one. So yes, the 17th. This is a free event open to anybody in the community who wants to meet new people, or maybe they're new to the community and they're just trying to make some connections and meet some friends and find out what's going on. So it's from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., Zia Conference Center. again, it's free, so you just show up and have a cup of coffee.
There you go.
And kind of practice, again, that networking, but also this is more just community building and conversation and having that opportunity to focus on what's positive and what's going on in Farmington.
You don't need to call ahead of time. You don't need a ticket. You just show up.
Nope.
Right?
It's always the little, for me on that morning, I'm always like, are we going to have 10 people?
How
or are
much
we going to
coffee
have
do I
100
need?
people?
Right.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part. And for people who want to know more, we do these coffees every month, and we always move the location around. So the best way to find out, other than tuning in to KSJE, of course, the other best way is to like our Facebook page, which is the Focus on Farmington Coffee Facebook page, because that's where I post every month where the coffee is going to be and who's hosting it.
Exactly.
And so,
which is where we borrowed this event from, and the picture is that we're showing everyone right now is off of the Facebook page.
That's a
which
great
seems to
picture.
include a few adorable pictures of
that adorable
someone's grandchild.
Yes, and some donuts. Only because I think donuts are pretty.
That's
I can't
true.
eat them, but I think they're quite beautiful, and so I have a lot of photos of them around.
There you go.
I wish I could eat them, but that is from my office, and that's pretty much me right there. Coffee,
That's coffee.
My grandchild, my
And
husband, and my
your
Scrabble
hotline
pieces.
to Durango Joe's.
That is the hotline. When things
red
get
phone.
serious,
That's it.
that's the phone line.
I need a delivery. Pick it up. Call them. That's how it works, everybody.
And I have to save the world.
That's right.
The phone I use there.
Those they're great events, and again, it's all about networking, all about community, as you said.
It is all about community.
And they're a lot of fun. And this is kind of morphed a little bit into a chamber event, but it really is a separate event because it's part of the Live Farmington committee, which of course you have been spearheading since the beginning, I think.
Well, part of the whole Convention and Visitors Bureau and their effort with the Jolt Your Journey campaign, and the Live Farmington, exactly. And it is kind of morphed because now with my new position that just sort of made sense. But again, the Focus on Farmington Coffee, that's open to anybody. You don't have to be a chamber member. You can come like I said, you're new and you heard about it, and just show up. It really isn't about on my end, trying to get chamber members or things like that. It really is just focusing on what's happening in our community, especially right now. You know, we've been through such a lot of ups and downs, and there's been so much uncertainty. But there's still a lot of great things happening and some exciting things happening. And I'm sharing things every day on Facebook about, what's going on, or this event, or your fun run, or, there's a lot of great stuff happening. So it's good sometimes to take an hour and just focus on that. We don't need to focus on all the negative stuff. There's plenty of time for that.
Sure.
But let's focus on the positive stuff. And let's leave that hour thinking, man, I made a new friend, or I met somebody new, and I found out about this event and that event. And this is a great community, and I want to celebrate living here.
Very true, and that's what we do every month. And
That's
this
right.
is a monthly event.
That's right.
And if you follow the Facebook page, you can travel along because it does move from location to
travel
location
along.
as to
It's
where
important.
it goes next, and you show up and you get great conversation and great community and great coffee. And
you see some great places in the
And there's usually a donut or two lying around.
They're usually donuts.
Yeah, or
I
something.
can't eat them. I'm just taking photos of them. I'm not eating them.
That's right. That's how it works. But they're always great events. And again, on the other side, if you're interested in maybe hosting one of these, that you would be the person to talk to, right?
Yes, you need to call me at the chamber, or you can message me on the Facebook page and just say, hey, I'm interested. And we book them out several months in advance. And so we have some really exciting ones coming up. But I always like to focus on the one that month.
Sure.
And so this is the School of Business at San Juan College. And again, I really encourage any of the students who want to come. If it's before class, don't skip class. But if you want to come to coffee before class, we'll be over at the
First class is 8:30, so you could do it. You could go at 8, and then you could still get to class on time at 8:30. It could. It's doable, everybody.
That's right. Exactly.
That's right. So there you go.
You can take your coffee to go.
That's very true. But it's usually either the second or third Wednesday of the month. Usually always on a Wednesday.
Always on a Wednesday.
But again, following that Facebook page will get you the details of to where it is and the specific week of the month.
And we do. And the reason for moving it around is just because there are a lot of great places and locations and things to do here. And so by moving it around, we get to kind of spotlight all of those. And then every so often we return to our home base, which is the Artifacts Coffee Shop. So every so often, if I have a month with a gap, which actually doesn't happen very often, but if I do, we're like back down to Artifacts.
Sure.
Because I love that space.
That's a great space.
That's a great great highlight, great venue too. So
Very, very true.
our home base.
That's true. We'll just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, and I was just looking at the hello from Rio Rancho. Hello, Rio Rancho.
Oh, hello.
It's nice to see you there joining us this
Wow.
morning. So, see? Come on up for some coffee on Wednesday. Drive up. Make the drive.
Leave early.
That's right.
We'd love to have you, Rio Rancho.
That's true. But you've got some customer service news, too, to share, right?
Through the Red Coats. Not only are the Red Coat ambassadors doing the ribbon cuttings, but we've actually got a new program that have our Red Coats that are going to be recognizing excellent customer service from businesses and also beautification. So if we have businesses that have done a real effort to beautify their outside of their business or their inside of their business, our Red Coats are going to be going around, and then they can nominate different businesses for great customer service. And then if they're chamber members, which again we encourage them to become chamber members, but if a business is nominated and somebody goes in and says, I had a great interaction with a staff member there and they were so helpful, we want to know that, because then we want to help recognize that, kind of in the same way we do with the new businesses coming out with our Red Coats and maybe giving them some kind of a plaque or something to put in their business. But the beautification as well, when businesses invest the money to like do new landscaping or paint the outside of their building or renovate the inside of their building, we want to recognize that. That takes time and it takes money, and it's an investment not only in their business but also in our community. So we want to, the Red Coats will be
Nice.
recognizing that as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
One more thing for them to do.
I know.
Which is great, because they love to
Well,
do
the Red
that.
Coats, yes.
And they love to travel around town and show up and celebrate these things.
Exactly, and that's what we're trying to do again, is celebrate and then just recognize the efforts that our business owners are making. And the customer service is very important too, because a lot of times it's the employee that is doing their job and doing a great job, and we just want to recognize them and give them a little bit of a shout out. So that I have great customer service. I try to remember to say thank you. I try to remember to tell people about it. But this just gives us another avenue to do that. And
Very
use
true.
Our Red Coats for that.
There you go. That's very true.
Thank you.
Well, Jamie, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks.
We are out of time. LeAndra, thank you so much for being here with the Farmington Young Professionals. Again, speed networking on May the 2nd.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, you're very welcome. And again, we can follow the Chamber's Facebook page for more details on all this stuff. And
Chamber Facebook page. And then, of course, our newsletters go out twice. Our e-newsletters go out twice a week. Lots jam-packed with information. Yes.
Yes, good information.
That is
Share
true.
those. Yes.
You can forward those and check them all out. So
share, forward them.
that's wonderful. All right. Before we go, everybody, I do want to share the weather forecast and some weather information with you. So let's do that right now. And because it is tax day, we're showing you tax day on the beach. So that's, if you have money offshore, that's maybe where it is. That's British Virgin Islands, everybody, taking a look. And right now, it's not too bad out there. It's about, what did I say? 78 degrees this morning on the beach at White Bay there in the British Virgin Islands. Their high today is going to be 80 degrees, and tonight the low will be about 73. That's pretty much beach weather, I think, for them. But what we're expecting here in San Juan County is 73 for a high today with partly sunny skies, maybe some clouds overnight, 47. Chance of showers for the next couple of days with a high of 64 on Tuesday and Wednesday before things warm up again on Thursday with a high of 68 and mid-70s perhaps by Friday. That is a look at the weather forecast, everyone. I'll be back with more in just a moment. This is KSJE, and the time is 8:43.
Tesla really wants us all to have self-driving cars soon. But do we want them? From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech, demystifying the digital economy.